everybody's been pretty much wondering and asking me pretty much how these shoes came about and how I came about dealing with the colorways. How did I come up with the colorway? What made me even think of doing it in this sense? Honestly, when it comes to colorways, I don't know, what direction I'm going in. Honestly, I just know what I like. I know what I haven't seen on certain sneakers, and certain silhouettes, and pretty much what inspired me to do these Uptempos here were based off the Supreme and I think it was Supreme and Nike actually that did a collaboration recently with their Uptempos, and they came out with the all gold pair. They came out with the I think it was the red and white, if I'm not mistaken, the all black and white pairs. I pretty much was just trying to create something different. I knew that these were a hot silhouette to play with, based on the colorways that I've seen come out so far. So I figured why not just challenge myself and see what I could create as far as a masterpiece, and I would say that I outdid myself with these. In this case here, I decided to go with two different colorways and keep the shoe for myself, just so I can, show people obviously how you can wear it, how it looks on foot, as opposed to just taking a picture and just sitting there for the viewers to see. The right foot is based off of like a teal sea green type of vibe, and my thing is usually whenever I work with any sneaker, I try to get certain colors within the same family. Colors that are going to complement each other, colors that are going to contrast well off of each other, and that's pretty much how I go and envision it in my mind. Whatever I envision in my mind, 9 times out of 10 I do apply it to the sneakers. I do go through certain changes when it comes to colorways, because I'm not always set as an artist. You may start off with one shoe, for example, like this, and I might just sit here and say, okay, I don't want to keep this as a base color. I may just retape the sole, giving myself extra work when I don't really need to, but as an artist, I'm typically harder on myself than anybody else, so that's where it comes in with these. But as far as the Uptempos, I just wanted to create a new flavor, something that I knew that no other customizer would possibly think of doing in terms of these Uptempos. Like, everyone obviously goes for the norm of every color that they release in sneakers, such as like red, black, blue, white, red. You know what I mean? I just wanted to get something popping for the summertime, and I felt like all these colors, pretty much every color that I put on this shoe, I implemented on this shoe, but just placing it on different panels of the shoe, of the sneaker itself. As you can see, like that purple there in the front will be matching this here, vice versa. As you can see, the colorways here, that blends in well, and the same on this side. So typically when I deal with these sneakers and I'm playing around with colorways, I always try to implement the same colors on one shoe onto the next, so that way it tells a story and it makes sense, as opposed to it just being two random shoes with two completely different looks. Even though I would possibly do something as far as pulling that off, or even PATisDOPE, I could see you wearing something like that too as well. So when I most of the time when I think of these colorways and I create certain shoes, I'm thinking of what are the other guys aren't doing. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about what they're not doing, what they can't execute as far as from what I see. And that's what pretty much drove me to actually create these one-of-one pieces right here. As you can see.
Talk about how many you made, and what's the highest you sold the other pair for?
I've made 3 pairs so far. You can find them, you see them on my Instagram page. I did a pair of rose gold, which was the first initial pair that I did, and that was just based off of being inspired by the Supreme collection that had just dropped, with them doing the all gold pair, and I figured more or less I haven't seen anybody actually work on a pair of rose gold yet, so I figured why not be the first to actually implement it and execute it the right way. So I did those, and I also did these here, which was the second pair that I did, and then I grabbed another pair in a 7.5, which was like it was more so like an indigo, like a metallic indigo blue with pastel colors going around the air. And the most that I've sold them for, like I would say, the most that I sold a pair of these for, I want to say is $480. I sold a pair of rose gold to a client out in Houston. He purchased them last week, as a matter of fact, for $480. And that's obviously including the price of the shoes as well as the labor work. And we were able to get that, get that going. But I mean, for what it is, and for the fact that you get to have that one-of-one, that one-of-one sneaker, I feel like it's much more personable to the client. It allows for them to appreciate the product much more. It allows for them to understand why the price is the way that it is, based on the exclusivity of the product. And that's pretty much how I came up with these, and they've been booming ever since. Like, there's been endless people hitting my phone up for these. I had Trinidad James hit me up in my DMs last week asking about these. I had a couple other artists, local artists. I know Hood Rich Keem, he hit me up actually asking about these. A bunch of these guys. I mean, it's just, you know, I'm grateful that everybody's just even paying attention to the work. You know what I mean? Like, even if they're not purchasing or spending the money with me, they see what's going on, they're paying attention, and it just keeps giving me the, you know, that drive to continue doing what I'm doing and just constantly creating.